There's this weird trick of the eye. It happens all the time, and it almost feels like it's bending reality itself. Today, we're going to get into that. We're diving into the mystery of the light that bends. Okay, let's just jump right in with a question I know you've asked yourself at some point. You're at the pool, maybe you've got a straw and a glass of water, and you look at it and you think, why does that straight thing look totally bent? It's a classic, right? But what is actually happening there? So to really unpack this, let's follow a quick story about a kid named Arav. Picture this. It's just a regular, sunny day at the swimming pool. Super normal. But it's right here that Arav sees something that just doesn't add up. And that one little observation, well, it kicks off what we're calling the bent stick mystery. And honestly, it's the perfect kind of puzzle, because the clues, they're literally all around us. So here's the scene, exactly what he saw. There's this perfectly straight stick in the water, but right where it hits the surface, it looks like it just snaps. It's bent at this super weird angle. Now, we know it's an illusion, but man, it's a convincing one, isn't it? So that's the big question, right? What is causing this? Is it just our eyes playing tricks on us, or is something more fundamental, something real, happening to the light itself before it even gets to our eyes? Well, the answer is all wrapped up in what we can call light's bending trick. And this is where we start to pull back the curtain and see what's really going on. So Arav, totally confused by this, does what any of us would do. He asks his physics teacher. And the teacher, who totally knows the secret, tells him that this whole thing, this mystery that seems so complicated, can be explained with just one word. And that word is refraction. That's it. It's simply the bending of light when it moves from one medium, like air, into another, like water. This one idea, it's the key that unlocks the whole puzzle. Okay, so we've got the what. It's called refraction. But now we got to get into the how. Let's dig into the actual science of it. It's actually pretty simple when you break it down. Think of it in 4 steps. Okay, step 1, light is just traveling along through the air. Step 2, it hits the surface of the water. Now, here's the important part. Step 3, its speed actually changes. And because of that speed change, step 4, the light bends. It's a direct cause and effect relationship. Change the speed, you bend the light. But why does the speed change in the first place? Well, it's because different materials have something called a refractive index. The easiest way to think about it is like how hard it is for light to get through something. Air is easy peasy. It has a low refractive index, so light just zips right through. But water, it's denser. It's got a higher refractive index, which basically means light has to slow down to push its way through. And this isn't just happening randomly. There's actually a super precise physics rule for it called Snell's law. You don't need to memorize the formula. Just know that it's like the official rule book for refraction. It tells you exactly how much light is going to bend when it goes from one thing to another. Okay, so let's tie this all back to air on the stick. The light that bounces off the part of the stick that's underwater has to travel from the water back out into the air to get to your eyes, right? As it crosses that line, it speeds up and it bends. But here's the thing. Our brains are kind of lazy. They just assume light always travels in a straight line. So when our brain gets this bent light ray, it says, oh, the stick must be crooked. And boom, just like that, mystery solved. But hang on, this whole thing is way bigger than just a stick in a pool. This same exact idea, refraction, scales up from something you see every day to something totally extraordinary. We're talking from pools all the way to planets. And this is the real mind-blowing part for Arav. He starts to get that this little trick of light isn't just some weird illusion. It's one of the most fundamental tools we have. Once we figured out how to control this bending of light, oh man, it completely changed how we see everything, from the world around us to the entire universe. I mean, think about it. What is a lens, really? It's just a piece of glass that's been shaped perfectly to bend light in a really specific, controlled way. That's it. And that controlled refraction is the magic behind microscopes that show us tiny worlds in a single drop of water. It's what lets a camera freeze a moment in time, and it's how telescopes can show us galaxies that are millions of light years away. It is all the exact same principle that made that stick look bent. We just learned how to harness it. So how cool is that? A simple, everyday observation at a pool ends up unlocking one of the fundamental principles of the entire universe. And that kind of leaves you with a final fascinating thought, doesn't it? If the very light we rely on to see can create such a convincing illusion, what else out there are we maybe not seeing quite as clearly as we think we are?